Okay, so I just got finished recording part one. I don't know. I might edit the video. I might not. But I wanted to make the video sort of quicker. That's why I might edit it. Or if I like this video better, then one take or second take. So I was watching Truth's video about villain. I mean, the top 10 LRs in the games, and he brought up a point that villains do not have a protective unit. And it had me sitting there thinking, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Broly doesn't have anything to do with protecting the team or the rotation or supporting unless it's his domain and it's a specific group of characters. And when you're using Broly, you're not even using um villain units. You're basically running super units. So you're 9 times out of 10, you're hurting yourself instead of actually, gaining. And it was the same with Zamasu, and it's the same with Goku Black. And Frieza, gladly he doesn't have a domain, but he's not doing anything spectacular, and his team is trash. And that had me thinking about two different things. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about is how villains need everything that super units need, but more of it. Because if you look into the lore of Dragon Ball Z, if you like Dokkan, you like Dragon Ball. So I think it's very odd that villains are stronger than heroes the majority of the time. Until a big transformation happens, or a Patara fusion happens, or a anger boost or a Zenkai boost happen, or they find a weakness, or they exploit some. It's crazy to me how in the manga and in TV, villains are dominant, but in the game they're just like, no, 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 we need to make the super units better because the super units bring in more money, not realizing that's not even the truth. The truth is Sans, of course, the Sans will always make the most money in the game, but not super units in general. Frieza is a hit. Goku Black is a hit. LR Merge Zamasu is a hit. And yes, they're good. They're decent. But they don't have the necessary team units, the friends, the allies, the villain allies. And it had me thinking about two things. I mean, if you want to make the point that in a TV series they're villains and they really do everything on their own and they're malevolent and blah, 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 who cares, okay? This is a game. And we need support units for team. We need a LR Bulma, but for villains. Let's just start there with that. We need a LR Bulma for villains. We need a Orange Piccolo for villains. We need a Beast Gohan for villains. We need a Gogeta Blue for villains. I'm talking about team protective mechanics. Scouters for actual good units. Put the scouter on more units. It's helpful. The reason why we don't like villain teams is because the super teams aren't getting all the good stuff. They're doing everything that villains aren't doing. So, of course, it's going to be a bias. Okay, we're going to drop Frieza. Oh, yeah. And then you look at the sales, and the sales have nothing. It doesn't even reach peak potential. Dude, do you know when the Ginyu Force dropped, we hit top grossing in like 24 hours? And nobody, like, if you would have seen if you would have seen how unhyped people were for Ginyu when it was announced, but you had the small band of people like, yes, finally the Ginyu Force. And then the major drastic difference when we seen how busted Ginyu was. And he had a Raccoon and Goldo unit, and he had a Burter and Jace unit together. Bro, if you was there, you know the excitement was real when Ginyu information dropped. And it went top grossing as a villain, a Ginyu Force. No one would ever think Ginyu would do big things. It's because you make the unit good for the meta, you give them help, and you win. Why is that so difficult? You just dropped Frieza and you gave him a unit that's worthless in the new content. Oh, but you know, you can use him. Like, I look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, they just dropped Golden Frieza, an actual good banner unit. So don't come to me talking about some, oh, Dodoria's a banner. I don't care. Krillin and 18 decent banner unit. You know, they work. Dodoria? Why are you giving Dodoria crit? I'm not even gonna talk about Frieza this video. I made a video about Frieza. But come on now, you're gonna give the banner unit mid. You're just gonna give the banner unit just a mid. And you're not gonna so what's part 2 gonna be? What's the part 2 LR gonna be? Are we gonna even get a part 2 LR? Are we gonna get is Frieza gonna get any help? Are villains gonna get any help? Goku Black on global is starving right now. Starving. And LR Broly's gonna come out, yeah. And you're gonna use his domain over Goku Black's. I promise. Because Broly's the better unit. So even on Rosé's team, he's the side unit. Make it make sense. Dokkan has to do something to improve the villain side of things, because the way this is working, the way that they're moving about villains, and it's been years now. This isn't new anymore. This isn't like it's just a sad year anymore. It's been Ginyu dropped after the seventh year. We've been getting consistently shit villain units, except for LR Zamasu and Broly himself. They're just dropping decent main, like, every super drop is like, okay, we can use them. We could actually use them in this event. We could use them in the hardest content in the game. And we could do something with this. They're consistently dropping trash for villains. Frieza's not bad. Frieza's team is bad. So therefore, he's bad. Do you catch my drift? Yeah, Frieza himself is not bad. His team is bad, so he's bad. It's the same. It's like the same thing with Broly. Broly's good. But do you really want to run villains? No. You're going to run Gogeta Blue on his team. You're going to put Beast Gohan on his team. You're going to put Evolution Blue Vegeta on his team. You're going to put UI Goku on his team. Right? You're going to put the super units on a villain branded team, right? He covers super bosses. Super bosses is trash. Garbage. And I feel like Dokkan, like, I think more people should talk about this more often. Like, I know JP doesn't, I don't think they know the power that they have, but they don't use it. Okay, the JP Dokkan player base has power behind their voice, and I feel like they need to express it. I feel like they need to express it a little bit more, because I mean, I don't remember the last time I summoned for a villain unit other than a mainline hitter like Zamasu and Broly. I didn't summon for Turles. Okay, the last one I summoned for was Hirudegan. But before Hirudegan, who was it? I'm seriously thinking right now. It couldn't have been STR Cooler. It couldn't have been STR Cooler. I'm thinking. Who was the main villain unit for World War? Oh my God, it was Zamasu. Yeah, it was Zamasu. And before Zamasu, it was Cooler, which was like I don't summon for villain units. When celebrations come out, I summon, for the super units first. And I'm regretting not summoning for SSJ3 Goku right now. Because he has Super Vegeta on his team. Buhan is good. Ize Buhan is really good. He's outstanding. He performs. but he doesn't have any performers with him. He's a solo act. STR Buhan is not good enough to me. I'm sorry. It's like that with me. I don't think he's not good enough for me. AGL Boo, he's not good enough for me. Call it what you want. You could get Boo Tank. Like STR Boo, you could get Boo Tanks. You could get Boo Piccolo. Boo Piccolo's not that bad. But Boo Tanks, no. It's not happening. What really I think the main problem with Dokkan right now is the villains. Other than domains right now, and maybe the name update, I feel like villains, like, they need all the things that they're giving these super units. I'm telling you, the next main villain unit better have something that's... I don't care about a revival, okay? If he wants to have a revival, he can have a revival, okay? But he needs to be protecting the villain units beside him to make him good. That's the point we're at. That is the point we are at. So I'm going to come back to this video the next time I see a villain unit. And I'm either going to make a part 2 mad, or I'm going to make a part 2 positive, based on whoever the next extreme unit is on JP, not global. Oh, yeah, on JP, it's going to be Rose. So I'm going to have to actually wait for the one after Rose, because Rose is already a freaking disappointment. So I lied. It's going to be after Rose comes out on JP, because that's the global first. And we all know Goku Black. He's not bad. He's just not doing what he needs to be. What purpose does he serve? Be honest with yourself. What purpose does Rose serve? But, oh, okay, he eventually is going to hit hard. He's eventually going to do this. He's eventually going to do this. Eventually. He's not doing anything spectacular. Oh, it's because he's a TUR. Okay. Well, these LRs aren't doing anything spectacular, like protecting the team like they need to be doing. This is the new meta. Like we were like, even before this meta that we have right now, the last meta, the Fusion Zamasu fight, and was it Shinron fight, yeah, where Bulma was legitimate. She was top 10 unit in top 10 LR. She's not even a top 10 LR anymore, by the way. It's just crazy to see this, that we need a villain Bulma, and we need the villain Bulma to be even better than Bulma at this point, because Bulma's good. She'll hang in there, but she's not even coming close to these big protective... Bro, people used to think... You see my gripe about the Dokkan community is sometimes you see how over time how diluted the fan base can get. People were saying Bulma was better than Orange Piccolo, and I was looking at people like they were smoking crack. Orange Piccolo is still a top 6-7 unit in the game. I hope you know that the top 10 units in the game are all of them are LRs. There's not one TUR in the top 10, maybe not even in the top 20. Okay, that's debatable. Top 20 is debatable. It is definitely debatable. But top 10 is, I don't see a debate for it. With TUR is that good. The only one I can see that you could possibly make a case for is the AGL SSJ for Vegito. That the Heroes one, the crossover one. God Goku is not top 10 in the game. Majunior in 23rd World Tournament, the previous GOATs, the big three, you would call it, of TURs, they're not top 10. It's not even close. They're not even top 50. They're not even top 20. Let's just be real. They're not even top 20 in the game. Yeah, it's not even close. But yeah, this is my Dokkan video, man. I'm gonna leave on a positive note. Look, let's just hope that we get something good. Okay? After Rose drops, or maybe we get a part 2 LR for this Frieza celebration. Let's just hope for the best, because I don't even want to run villain teams. Like, and I like the villains more than the heroes majority of the time. I want to run villains. What happened? Remember when we used to run, it used to be supers versus villains? Make a lead that's like villain lead. You know, like a super powerful villains, and he's just giving we just need something that's spectacular. We need to go a couple of months with just villains. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, we need a couple of months of just nothing but villains. Look, you want to use superheroes? Go ahead. All right, fine. You got all these busted units. Okay, have fun with the superheroes. We need nothing but continuous heat for villains for like 4 months. I'm not playing. Like, we need four months of straight villains, because the comparison from the super unit side and the villain unit side, the extreme team versus the super, bro, it's not even, dudes. Yo, it's probably five. It's not even close. It's not a battle or argument. Villains are getting stomped right now. They're getting pressed down hard. They're suffering. They need a cup of water. They need to breathe. They need something. So Dokkan, please give villains something.